Welcome back to open source. If you thought Winston Baker was a law firm, you were wrong. You were wrong. It's not. We've got Amy Baker here to prove it. Let's talk Hollywood's relationship to tech because I've definitely noticed technology companies are, I don't know, are they taking over Hollywood? Are they supplementing Hollywood? What is going on? What is that relationship about?
That is a very good question. Wow, yeah. Hollywood's relationship to tech is becoming more and more symbiotic. I mean, the entertainment industry relies on the technology for production, distribution, and consumption. And we've seen, especially this past decade and the past 5 years and the past 2 years, like all these innovations, we're seeing CGI take over virtual reality. Streaming platforms have just basically blown up. There's some that I haven't even heard of that sometimes, I'm talking with someone and they bring it up and I'm like, well, there's another new one. But it definitely changes how content's created, how it's delivered. Tech companies are now major players. Of course, Netflix, Amazon Prime, people know Apple, all of these platforms, but they're also funding projects now, which has really led to a new business model and many creative opportunities. I would say that Hollywood's absolutely embracing emerging technologies because it enhances the storytelling and it also brings in the audience engagement. Silicon Valley, I did an event years ago. We started our Confluence Summit, which is the confluence of entertainment and technology. And it was so cool because would have speakers. We had Steve Chen, who's the co founder of YouTube, who is amazing on stage. But then he would sit down and he'd be excited to listen to Sam Raimi, who's a filmmaker, director.
Mhm.
He's famous for Evil Dead, and he was the first director for the Spider Man movies. And it was nice to see that they were like talking to each other,
Mhm.
a lot of times it's a studio will reach out to the tech and now I think it's a really they're involved in development. And so it was really cool to be there. I mean, that's almost 10 years ago that we started doing these talks on that confluence of entertainment and technology.
Right. This is how I knew you'd be the perfect guest, right, for what we're doing here. Let's talk tech finance a little bit. What about like blockchain, crypto? Are these things starting to sort of infiltrate the film finance space too?
Yes, not on
Mhm.
a huge scale because people are still wary about it. And what's going on with crypto right now is all over. But I think blockchain excites people. It excites financiers as well because there's this, transparency, right?
Mhm.
So that I think is helpful when you're looking to get your residuals and things like that. But still, still not at the forefront. That wouldn't be at the forefront. I think there are new funding sources, though you can look at crowdfunding, which is, available through tech platforms. I don't think that people that do crowdfunding are going to necessarily raise their entire budget because films are super expensive to make,
Mhm.
series, all of that. But you can create with these platforms where you raise money and you get donations from, the public, even people you don't know, and you can get it out there. It can raise awareness, it can build your community so that when you'll have some money to make your film, but then when you're ready to launch your film, you already have, like, a base that's going to, go out to the theaters or, subscribe to that streaming platform and make sure that they can watch your product.
Mhm.
Um,
Do you
Other
see
ways to raise.
this? No,
Oh, sorry.
I just want to like pivot a little bit because I'm just trying to
Sure.
think ahead with everything you're teaching us, right? Do you see like a closer relationship developing between Hollywood and Silicon Valley? Like, do you see tech finance becoming a larger part of the entertainment industry?
Yeah, I think that tech companies are getting behind, the projects, and, they're also funding like, they're funding them, but then there's also this shift is allowing filmmakers to access capital more easily. They diversify their revenue streams. You're going to see original content like Apple, like these examples I give all the time Apple, Netflix, Amazon, they have the originals, right? So they're going to invest in the project. And whereas before you might have saw where a project was completed, it was at a festival, and then someone like a Netflix came in and bought it, which still happens, but now they're getting in from like development and
Mhm.
creation. So they're owning this IP, but the filmmakers getting everything funded from the beginning. So that's definitely been a shift, and I think we're just going to see a lot more of that.
Yeah, it's interesting. We're gonna have to go to commercial, but I keep hearing all these things about how like Netflix and Apple, it's like they have these different metrics, which is how they sort of parse the success of the content because they're technologists first. They're not artists first. And I mean, maybe this is the kind of innovation we need moving forward. We've got Amy Baker here on open source.